said I don't have access to this feature. I don't know what that meant. What feature are you talking about? Let's find out. Oh, sorry, buddy.
I walk along the avenue. I never thought I'd meet a girl like you. Meet a girl like you. With auburn hair and hypnotized with the road. And I ran so far away. I just ran all night and day. Couldn't get away.
Oh, I see. I got it.
A cloud appears above your head. A beam of light comes shining down on you. Shining down on you. The cloud is moving near us now. Aurora borealis comes into you. Aurora comes into you. And I ran so far away. I just ran all night and day. Couldn't get away. Reach out a hand to touch your face. You're slowly disappearing from my view. Disappearing from my view. Reach out a hand to try again. I'm floating in a beam of light with you. A beam of light with you. And I ran so far away. I just ran all night and day. And I ran so far away.
I think of that guy right there.
That information's been obfuscated, unfortunately, from folks like you in this committee, and I think that's problematic because ultimately, at the end of the day, we have a significant situation here. We have something that can enter into U.S. airspace completely with no attribution.
And how long has this been going on?
Sir, decades, and there's information that will hopefully be entered into.
Can you think of any that they can't release and they have on something, say, 15 or 20 years old?
Sir, if I could echo my colleague here, Admiral Gallaudet, I think one of the big issues that we have in the intelligence community, Department of Defense, is we don't want to broadcast any potential vulnerabilities or weaknesses in our national defense systems or on intelligence collection platforms. Therefore, when you have a conversation where you address a problem for which there is no solution, it makes that a very uncomfortable conversation to have.
Okay, we'll switch to Mr. Schellenberger.
So, why can't you just say, hey, we got a picture of a little green man from Mars. Here it is. Oh, that's going to expose our vulnerabilities. What? These guys are, I can't help but think these guys must all be on cocaine. I mean, well, what's wrong with these guys? I think that I don't know. I don't know this, but I can't help but believe that these guys know they're selling a load of poop. This is not about trying to find the truth or nothing like that at all. This is, I don't know what's going on exactly. They got some purpose behind what they're doing. But deep down, I think everybody knows there is no such thing as little green men from Mars. That's science fiction. That's comic book stuff. And here they're wasting their time on talking about nothing. Believe me, I spent 27 minutes already this morning listening to these guys say absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. And part of me thinks this is all pre-recorded. What were they up all night doing cocaine and decided, hey, let's get together on a Sunday morning and talk about nothing? It's weird. It's just weird. So, is it possible for there to be little green men from Mars? I mean, isn't that what we're talking about? Right? Little green men from Mars have invaded our airspace. Well, let's start off by going to Genesis chapter 1. And I want to skip. Right? In the first day, God created the heaven and the earth. Heaven above, earth below. On the fourth day, God made the sun and the moon. And he made the stars also. All right, keep that in mind because that's interesting, isn't it? Because that's a conflict with this idea that the earth is in heaven and the earth is following the sun. The idea is so nonsensical. It's incredible that people can't figure this out, really. But people, I get it. People don't want to believe the truth. They'd rather mock God than believe truth. In Matthew 24, verse 29, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. So, think about this portion right here. The stars shall fall from heaven. Think about that. The stars won't rise up and disappear. The stars will fall from heaven. Who are they going to fall to? To the earth. What happens at the end of the world? You ever thought about that? I mean, in the days of Noah, God destroyed the world by water. He promised not to do that again. But next time he is going to destroy the world again. But this time by fire. So, for example, in Revelation 20, it says that fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them. Fire came down from heaven and devoured them. Here in Matthew 24 it says the stars shall fall down. Fall from heaven, fall down. It's the same thing. In 2 Peter chapter 3, we read, the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. The day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. In the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, it rained fire and brimstone. The stars shall fall from heaven. Well, a couple things here. It's just interesting that the stars can't be suns. That's ridiculous. If the suns are gigantic balls of fire, I mean, and the earth was a planet, I think one star would be enough to, but it says stars, right? What, we're going to get bombarded with 1 million stars? That's ridiculous. The whole idea is ridiculous. The whole idea is ridiculous. Okay, so this world will be destroyed by fire. And if the stars are inhabited by green little men, well, where are they going to go? Where's the green little men going to go when this happens? Wait for a new star in a new heaven, a new planet Mars. I mean, come on, man. This sort of stuff is for pot smoking teenagers, right? It's the truth. It's all make believe. That's the song I should have probably made, or that's the song that I probably should have played this morning by Conway Twitty. Make believe. That's a good song. It's a good song because this is all make believe. All this UFO. Oh, we got evidence of little green man from Mars. We just can't expose our vulnerabilities. So, Miss Green. Did I see that right? Look, Miss Green don't look like a miss at all. Anyways, yeah, there she is, Miss Green. Or is that Miss Green? Maybe that's Miss Green. Green little men from Mars. This is a joke, really. I mean, come on. There's really nothing. These guys are just not saying anything.
Several of them include biological effects and several do not. Are you familiar with what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay, so spheres and orbs,
And
triangular craft,
man from Mars.
and irregular or organic craft
There you go.
include some descriptions of biological effects.
Marvin the Martian. I saw that in a Flintstone cartoon years ago. In Mark 13, and the stars of heaven shall fall. Again, that's a problem for Marvin. Where's Marvin going to go when the stars of heaven fall? And the powers that are in heaven shall be shaken. Marvin's power is going to be shaken. What's he going to do? What's Marvin the Martian going to do when this happens? Again, the little guy's in trouble. Revelation 9, verse 1, and the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth. Oh. This is a problem for these little green men. Maybe we ought to give the government more money so they can help these little green men. Give them a little place to stay. You know, maybe that's why in the last decades that they're zooming in the sky so fast that we can barely take a picture of them. And the pictures that we can take is just a blur or a light. Because they're staking out or a place to hide, you know, a place to call home. And maybe they have access to the Bible. And they see in the Bible being super smart, super intelligent beings. They can tell by reading the Bible that the stars of heaven will fall. And they got big enough brains where they can realize and understand that the stars will fall onto the earth and the earth will be utterly destroyed by fire. But there's nowhere else to go. So they're scrambling around up there in outer space or in heaven, whatever you want to call it. And they're trying to figure out a place to hide. And so maybe they could hide in the water. Right? So I heard when I first started listening to these guys, they talked about, well, I forget what they called it, submarine UFOs or some subterranean UFOs or whatever. UFOs underwater. So maybe they can hide in the ocean. Huh? Ooh-hoo-hoo. Ah, that's brilliant, right? Except if the whole earth is destroyed by fire, it's going to get hot and the water is going to evaporate. And whatever's in the water is going to be exposed. No? Well, in 2 Peter chapter 3, it does say that the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, the earth also, and the works that are therein shall be burned up. In Revelation 21, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more place for the UFO alien green little men to hide, because there was no more sea. There's no more place to hide for these guys. So this is a big problem for Marvin and his buddies. Where are they going to hide? Where are they going to hide? Where are they going to hide? Maybe we need to give the government more money to give Marvin a place to hide. Right? I mean, if we just give him money, well, by golly, they're going to figure something out, right? Maybe they'll have a late night party and have another UFO hearing. For crying out loud. You telling me these guys got up at No, I think they've been up all night. That's what I think. Now in Revelation, what did I do here? I did it 6. What's it say? And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the little green men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every spaceman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? Marvin, you can't hide in the mountains either. What's Marvin going to do? Marvin and his green little Martian buddies, what are they going to do? Where are they going to hide? Well, they're in trouble, aren't they? Oh, little Marvin, poor little Marvin. He got no place to hide. He can't hide in the mountains. He can't hide in the ocean. He can't hide in the heavens. What's he going to do? Well, I got another question. What are you going to do? Right? What is suit and tie guy going to do? Where's he going to hide? What are these guys going to say when the Lord Jesus Christ comes in the clouds of heaven? What are they going to say about this UFO phenomena in these orbs? Orbs. That's just brilliant. Orbs. You know, when I was a kid, there wasn't any orbs that I knew of. I only knew about green little men from Mars. And all of a sudden the internet comes along, and all of a sudden there's space orbs. And people are taking pictures of lights. But that's really the same thing that's been, whether it's orbs or whether it's UFO aliens, they see lights. Of course, they were a little more sophisticated in the beginning when they were doing the UFO phenomena stuff. They would take an object and tie a string to it and then swing it in front of a camera. And that was pretty convincing. But people, caught on to what was going on. And so now they've had to back it up, right? They got to back it up now, back it up to where it's just a blurry image of a light in the sky. And then they intermingle this idea of orbs. Oh, it's an orb. That must be that must be Marvin inside that little ball of light, right? It's amazing because if I turn my head slow, I can see little orbs through my glasses. It's weird. I mean, look, if you smoke enough marijuana and if you're up for a good number of days on cocaine and methamphetamines, man, this stuff becomes real. I get it. This guy here trying to look official, trying to look intelligent. He's obviously you can see in their eyes that these guys are liars. Look at his eyes. That's the eyes of a liar. Trying to look official and, tucking his chin and looking official. And this is official business and this is officially what we officially say. And they don't say anything at all. It's unbelievable.
Comparison, our best technology, the F-16, which is one of this older platform, but one of our most highly maneuverable aircraft, manned aircraft,
Interesting.
made by General Dynamics, can perform about 17 or 18 G-forces before you start having structural failure, meaning that the airframe begins to disintegrate while you're flying.
Oh, man, blah, 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 blah. And meanwhile, you forgot what the question was, didn't you? So did I. So good. Good luck to you, buddy. Good luck. Okay, so anyways, I think that's all I really wanted to say. Hola, Carla Bronco. Sloppy Joe, hide in the earth. They're going to hide in the earth. Well, the rocks are going to fall on them. And said, let's see, and the kings of the earth and the great men and the little green men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every alien and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come. Who shall be able to stand? Nobody will be able to. Now, also, let's take into consideration something. I forget where. I forget how it's exactly said. I gotta think now. I don't know. The Bible says something. Isaiah 40, Isaiah 40, verse 4. Every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill shall be made low. They're gonna get crushed. Marvin, don't hide in the mountains, buddy. You're gonna get crushed. And the crooked shall be made straight, and the rough places plain. In Luke chapter 3, verse 5, every valley shall be filled, and every mountain and hill shall be brought low. And the crooked shall be made straight, and the rough ways shall be made smooth. Marvin, don't hide in the mountains, buddy. You're going to get crushed. Gabriela's YT. I've never seen a UFO or an orb. No. Well, it's because they don't exist. I mean, I reckon if you do a whole bunch of cocaine and some LSD and drink a bottle of booze, you might see one. It's possible. Now, they got somebody very close to me who swears, almost to the point of anger, that they saw a UFO alien flying in the sky. When they were a teenager, him and his buddy both saw it. They swear that they saw it. Almost to the point of anger. He saw it. Him and his buddy, he says, they were out cruising the gravel roads one night, smoking a bunch of marijuana, and they both saw a UFO alien. They were able to tell that UFO alien they saw, it was moving so fast it had to have been from the planet Mars, right? I mean, no other possible explanation. As a teenager, he knows that if something moves that fast, it must be from outer space. Well, we don't have anything on the earth that can move that fast. Really? It's amazing how much a teenager knows about stuff. It's incredible, really. I don't doubt that those guys saw something. Don't doubt it at all. But it could have been one of them lighting their lighter, and the light from the fire reflected off the window, and they were so high they imagined it was from outer space. I don't know. I mean, what I do know is that there are not green little men from Mars. I used to believe it. I did. I was one of them. I swore by it. And so what do I say now to those that believe in UFO aliens? What can I say? You've been fooled. Yeah. it's again, it goes back to it's easier to fool somebody than to convince them that they've been fooled. Smoking some MJ and they saw it, huh? Probably an airplane. Who knows? It could have been an airplane. Could have been a number of things, you know. But to see something up in the sky and then make the determination that that must be from the planet Mars, that's an incredible leap, man. That's incredible. What makes you think that? Have you ever been to Mars? How do you know that thing, that flash of light you saw, is from Mars? Now, I'll tell you the truth. I've saw some stuff in the sky late at night. And I saw, it wasn't even that long ago, I saw something. I don't even know how to explain it. But I have a different worldview, a different mindset. And I'm not sure what it is that I saw. But I saw something. That's really all I can say. I don't know how to explain it, man. And, you know, when you wear glasses, sometimes you see things kind of funny. And so you got to turn your head to get a different angle to be able to distinguish from reflection. And I'm probably going off too far. I guess to be fair, if I could try to describe what I saw, was almost like a light trail, like one of the stars it didn't fall down, but maybe it was a falling star and it was just coming at a certain angle and turned, almost like a C. Did a little. That's probably, it's possible. But yeah, I've seen falling stars before. This was different, but it could have been just a peculiar angle and a shift. And what I interpreted that to be was the stars in heaven are not suns, and that they're very, very close. That's what I think. Man, have you ever been outside and looked? Some stars look extremely close. You can tell there's a depth to different stars. And I don't believe at all that those stars are millions of miles away. And I can't help but wonder if maybe some of those stars are possibly not even 20 miles away. I mean, they look close, man. I'm telling you, they look close. Close. Anyways, I don't know. I don't know nothing, but to take a flash of light and to imagine that must be from Mars, you're going too far, buddy. You're just going too far. You know, I think the stuff is interesting for sure, but the conclusions that people draw are oftentimes ridiculous. All right, Sloppy Joe. I don't believe in the alien agenda, but is there something else? Well, there's God above, right? And Jesus is going to come in the clouds of heaven, and there's going to be a new heaven and a new earth. So I think it's fair to wonder, is there something else? What I don't really think is reasonable is to think that there are other man and woman in outer space, in heaven. I don't think that's reasonable at all. And it goes against what Jesus said, that no man has ascended to heaven, right? But to say, what else is there? And what will the future be, and what will the new heavens and the new earth be? I think that's fair. Smoking some MJ and they saw, huh? Probably. Oh, what'd I do? Miss that one? Okay, I'm sorry. What about the V shape over Arizona in the 90s? What about the V shape over Arizona in the 90s? Okay. I vaguely remember something like that. What was that up? Was that a? I don't remember what it was. The Phoenix Lights. That's what they call it, right? Is that it? I don't know what that is. So let's say that's a real photo, just for the sake of argument. Why would you go from an object into the sky? Well, that must be from the planet Mars. Why would you think that? Why would you make that leap? That's not a logical leap. Here it is. I think this is, isn't this man-made here? And this is the actual photo. And I don't know. I don't know enough about that. I don't remember. I remember vaguely, but whether it's drones, helicopters, planes, fine. But then to make the leap that, hey, this is green little men from Mars. You've been smoking too much MJ and reading too many comic books from the 50s, in my opinion. I was just thinking that this morning. No way they are light years away. No way. No, I agree. I mean, talking a lot, isn't he? Doing official business here. All right. All right, so see stars out the window at 40K. Makes me wonder why. The firmament, right? I mean, it's not like if it was possible to fly up there and grab one, it would have been done. But they are real close, it looks like. It looks like they're real close. Yeah, they were lights. Thanks, Sloppy Joe. That was, so this is, some kid's going to read this. Was this in the newspaper even? And they thought, oh, that's what it was. Well, that must be real. But here's unless I'm mistaken, this is, I think, what people saw. And what I'm looking at is some lights in the sky. Okay, that's it. That's all. And I'm assuming that the video or the photo is real. I don't even really know that much. All I know is I'm looking at a photo of lights in the sky. I don't really know anything beyond that. So then to go from that to, hey, these are green little men from Mars, that you're going too far, Jack. Going way too far. You're letting your imagination destroy your brain cells, really. In Genesis chapter 6, you think about this, which in a way, in my mind, should offer as a fair warning for people today. In the days before the flood, in the days before the flood, God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. So careful what you're imagining, right? Careful what you're imagining. And of course, I'll always revert to, I think it's 2 Timothy or somewhere in the Bible it says, prove all things and hold fast to that. In the Bible, I got that part right. It's in the Bible, it said, prove all things and hold fast to that which is good. So the proof is that there's a photo. It doesn't prove it's real. It just proves that there's a photo, an image. There's an image that we can see. That's provable. Right there it is. The image is of lights in the sky. Now, to go beyond that, you're going too far. You're using your imagination. Oh, well, them lights are from Mars, right? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, smoking doobies, imagining green little men. Or, and not only that, these people, they're nuts. Yeah, forgive me for what I'm about to say, but these people are imagining green little men coming down in the middle of the night onto the earth into their house and having sex with them and their wife while they sleep. That's what they're imagining. Oh, I got raped in the middle of the night by a green little man from Mars. He came through the living room window. These people are nuts. And I mean, they'll come up with all kinds of wacky, weird stuff. I watched that hearing. Gabriel says, I watched that hearing. None of those folks talking have firsthand knowledge. No. Well, they don't have secondhand knowledge. They don't have third-hand knowledge. They have a script. That's what I think. I think they're trying to sell a bunch of poop. They're trying to sell a bunch of poop. And really, they're just killing time is all they're doing. So they're talking. That's what I think. It's like Reverend Smitty. When Reverend Smitty stands in front of a congregation of people, up on script or his prepared sermon to script that he got off the internet, and he knows, all right, I got 40 minutes. So I'm just script. And then I might tell another story. I'll get this sucker timed out in about 40 minutes. Well, I think that's what these guys are doing. Think, well, we got 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever. Let's just talk about whatever, because we're getting paid good money to do this. We're putting on a sideshow here. American people are giving us money to do this, so let's put on a show for them. And so they got, imagine they're all right there. It is. There's his watch. You got to keep your eye on that watch that we're taking from the American people. Am I wrong? Because these guys aren't saying nothing. You read the headlines later, they won't say nothing. It's a bunch of nothing. It's all vanity. It's all vain talk. Okay. Fake photos. They were lights, smoking doobies, watched. Oh, I'm sorry. I covered all that. I think they might be the fallen. So it's all fake. What might be the fallen, Sloppy Joe? The fallen angels? Is that what you mean? All right. So I think, first of all, it's important to understand aliens are not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me say that again. It's important to understand that angels are not aliens. Angels are not creatures. Aliens are not beings. Aliens are spirit. I'm sorry. Let me scratch that from the record, Your Honor, and start over. Angels are not beings. Angels are not creatures. Angels are spirits. All right, let me walk you through this here. He makes angels. So we read in Genesis 1 how God made all things, right? The heaven and the earth and the light and the firmament and the dry land. The dry land and every herb yielding seed and the grass and the trees and the sun, moon, stars, and the waters moving, the moving creatures in the water, and the whale and all the fish and all this and that, and then all the living creatures on the earth, the cattle, the creeping thing, the beast, and all this and that. And then God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish and the fowl and the cattle and over every creeping thing upon the earth. And so God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. Now, you'll notice there's no mention at all of little green men from Mars. All right, so you're not going to find that. You can look for yourself, or you can just believe me. I would rather you look for yourself and see that it's not there. It's not there. No little green men from Mars, and there's no UFO aliens flying around in outer space. All right, it's not there. And also, there's no mention of. Oh, wait a second. There is a mention of angels. Where? Where's the angel at? It's why does it do this? So no matter what I type in there, let's say, oh, I got it. UFO. No. Angel. Why is angel there? What am I missing? Oh, no. What am I missing? Oh, I think here. I think because it says, oh, the Spirit of God moved upon. Am I crazy here? I think because the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters, that they got some side note here that I got hidden. That's what I think. And so in the side note that's hidden, it's picking that up. But regardless, there's no mention of angel. That was the point I wanted to make there. There's no mention of angel being made in Genesis 1, but we read, for example, in Psalm 104, that God makes angels, and he makes his angels spirits, and his ministers a flaming fire. All right, and so also we read here in Acts 23, for the Sadducees say that there is no resurrection, neither angel nor spirit. Right, so there's a correlation between angel and spirit. But if a spirit or an angel has spoken to him, see correlation, a connection, if you will. Again, in Hebrews 1, and of the angels he saith, who makes his angel spirits and his ministers a flame of fire. And how can I do this here? How can I do this here? Anyways, my point is that angels are spirits. They're not creatures. They don't have flesh and blood. They are not, they don't have pee-pees. I think that's the main thing that I want to, that's the main point that I want to make, is that they don't have pee-pees. Okay. So you don't have to worry about them breaking into your house in the middle of the night while you're sleeping and putting their pee-pees in places you don't want them to put it. You don't have to worry about that, okay? And we read the, okay, so I'm not sure I want to get into a big study on the angels here. So let me just leave it at that. Okay. Yeah, so, you know what? I gotta go. I wouldn't mind doing a study on the angels. It's been a while. The main thing, though, I think, is that they're not creatures. They're not walking around. They don't have pee-pees or wee-wees. All right. And then Jesus, of course, says that in the resurrection, they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of heaven. So in the resurrection, when we are resurrected, we're not going to have pee-pees and wee-wees. We're not going to have sexual relations. Therefore, these angels that are real, they are spirits. And they don't have pee-pees and wee-wees. And we go back to Genesis 6, and we read about the sons of God. We know that the sons of God are not angels. I'm a son of God. And believe me, I'm no angel. I guarantee you that. I'm no angel, but I am the son of God. And so these evil men, they come in, these deceivers, these people that are full of wickedness and deception. They are liars, and they'll come in and they'll say that the sons of God are not just angels, but that sons of God are fallen angels. They're calling us fallen angels. They're calling us evil. They're saying that we are evil, the sons of God. I mean, they're being real subtle. They think they're being sneaky and funny, but that's exactly what they're saying. When they say the sons of God in Genesis 6 are evil, right? They'll go from sons of God to angels to fallen angels. They might throw the word Nephilim in there somewhere, just to confuse you enough to, oh, sons of God are evil. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It really is very, very, very weird. Okay. I'm gonna end it on this because I got a couple of things I want to get done this morning. Beloved, we are sons of God. Beloved, now are we the sons of God. Beloved, now are we the sons of God, and it does not yet appear what we shall be, but when the little green men from Mars come. No, it does not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. Right now, we that are born of God, we are the sons of God. And so in Genesis 6, when it talks about the sons of God, how do you reconcile that? Well, it's pretty easy, right? It's pretty easy. I mean, if you believe what the Bible says, it's pretty easy. Because it tells us exactly. It tells us exactly in Luke chapter 3, verse 38. If you look at the whole chronological or the genealogical, you look at all this here, which begat them, going all the way back to the very beginning, to the very first man, which was Adam, which was the son of Enos, which was the son of Seth, which was the son of Adam, which was the son of God. Adam being the son of God, therefore Seth being the son of Adam, also the son of God, right? Son of God through Adam. Now we are the sons of God through Jesus Christ. Right now we are the people of God. So there's been a sort of a progression throughout the whole history, right? Where there was the physical, and the physical failed, and now we have the spiritual and a savior out of this physical world, if you will. Right? Because the promises were not yet made in the days before the flood. The promise of eternal life, that is. Because before the flood, even in the Garden of Eden, God gave man the opportunity to do it himself, and Adam and Eve failed. So God threw them out of the Garden of Eden. In the days before the flood, men lived hundreds of years, and they had every opportunity to do it themselves without God, and they failed. And so also after the flood, they failed, and they failed. So God gave them the law, and they still failed. God broke them into two kingdoms, and they still failed. Man has failed over and over, time and time again. The evidence is overwhelming. We need a Savior. We need God. And so we see a great transition throughout the whole history of man. And it is now that we that are born of God, we that are born of the Spirit of God, we are now the sons of God, right? Anyways, I think I've got to go. I feel like I could talk nonstop, and I got to force myself to stop talking so much. But anyways, just to rehash real quick, after watching the U.S. government spend, I don't know how long talking about this stuff, they must be getting paid by the hour or something. I don't know. But my conclusion is it's unbelievable. They're all phony. They're all fake. They're not saying a thing. They're not saying nothing. They're almost like, they're not, hey, you know what? I don't want to insult used car salesmen, but they, from what I've heard, that they know how to talk. They know how to waste time. It's disgraceful, really. It's a joke. These people are trying. This is to me, this is like a CIA piece. It's a CIA show. It's a propaganda piece to persuade people into this idea that there is life in outer space and that God is wrong. I got to shut up. I got to go because I got things to do. I appreciate everybody tuning in. If I've said anything wrong that you disagree with, you have any questions, please do ask. Let's talk about it. Why not? Yeah, adios, amigos. And try to enjoy this day. Just for a change, try to have some fun today. Why not?